had a pretty early wake-up time this morning. My alarm went off at 4:30 a.m. and luckily I already had planned ahead and packed all my bags. Last night I made sure that my camera batteries were charged, the cards were in them, the intervalometers were in the bag and working. It always helps to make sure you have all that ready the night before. There's nothing worse than waking up rushed. Maybe you slept in late, which I didn't sleep in late today, but maybe you missed the alarm and you're kind of rushed and you forget something. That didn't happen today. I'm prepared. I got everything. I drove 15 minutes west of my house to Ocean Beach, California. I'm not here to shoot the SeaWorld Sky Tower again, if that's what you're thinking. This morning I'm here at the OB Pier to shoot the moon setting behind the pier. Yeah, there's a nice little star that's lit up all night on top of the pier, and if you've watched moon missions before, you'll probably recognize it from one of the time lapses in the intro. I am a little concerned though. It was fairly cloudy this morning when I woke up and checked webcams and even looked out my window. I do see some breaks in the clouds, but now that I'm here, the moon is pretty much behind clouds right now and it's not going to really be a shot that I'm looking to get, but fingers crossed that I get a break in the clouds at 6:03 a.m. when the moon lines up with the star on top of the Ocean Beach Pier. I'm gonna grab a couple cameras and set up some time lapse and we'll see what happens. My doubts about this morning's moonset shot. It was just too cloudy when I got here. I'd seen on webcam that it was cloudy, but I wanted to come down here and just make sure that it wasn't going to break through the clouds at the last minute, and it didn't. I'm going to finish packing up my gear and head home and try to plan something for this afternoon. Tomorrow is actually the full moon, but the weather's not going to be cooperating tomorrow. It's going to be pretty cloudy all day and night, so I think I'm going to try for moonrise later this afternoon. I have something showing up in the mail today which should be exciting and really help out with these shoots, so I'm excited to share that with you later. I'm gonna get out of here. It's cold and I want to go home and have some breakfast. Alright, that was easy. I'm just gonna have to hop the fence. Doesn't look too bad. A couple minutes to the top. It actually looked a little bit bigger on Google Maps. I made it. The hike wasn't nearly as long or as steep as I thought it was going to be. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, the day before the full moon. Tonight's target is 20 miles to the east of me, and it's Cuyamaca Peak. If you've watched any of the previous moon missions episodes, you might remember from episode 2, I tried to shoot Cuyamaca Peak from probably about 4 or 5 miles away and ultimately failed due to some last minute clouds rolling in and blocking the moon. Tonight, the sky is looking really clear, so I think I have a really good shot at getting it. Plus, as an added bonus, it snowed a couple of days ago, so I figured today's the perfect day to get my redemption for Cuyamaca Peak and since it's the dead of winter in January, a nice snowy moonrise shot would be perfect for tonight. Tomorrow is actually the full moon, but we have some weather coming in, and it looks like it's gonna be cloudy, if not raining, tomorrow night for moonrise. So I'm trying to get all my shots in today. It didn't do too good this morning. At the last minute, the marine layer got a little thick and the moon disappeared behind the death cloud at Ocean Beach. That's okay. I have high hopes for tonight's shot. My only concern for tonight's shoot is the moon rises at 4:19 p.m. tonight, and about 19 minutes later at 4:38 p.m. it'll line up with the antennas on top of Cuyamaca Peak. The problem is the sun doesn't actually set till 5:16 p.m. tonight, so the sky is still going to be pretty light. We'll see. I'm going to set up some time lapse and show off what I'm hiding here behind the jacket. Alright, here's the new piece of gear that I've been waiting for. This is the Benro GD3WH gear head. All the 3 axes are geared so I can really fine-tune my movements when shooting my sun and moon alignments, as to where before I had the ball head with the heavy lens and camera on it. As soon as I would loosen it, it would just instantly fall forward, and to get those really fine, precise adjustments to the camera was just a big pain. Every time I loosened the head, it just went way out of whack, and it just took too much time. Let's go ahead and throw a camera on it and see. As always, I'm gonna attach the tripod mount to the lens. The mount on the lens is always a safer bet. You never want to use the one on the camera. That's just gonna cause a bunch of stress on the lens mount and the camera mount, and your lens is going to break off and you're going to have some major issues and some expensive repairs. I have the Sony A7III with the Sigma 150-600mm lens and a Canon 2x extender, giving me a combined focal length of 1200mm. This is not a paid advertisement in any way for the Benro gearhead. I paid for this with my own money. It's something that I've really been wanting and thinking about, and it's really gonna help me out in the long run with what I do. It's gonna save me a ton of time and effort. I'm excited to test it out on tonight's shoot. It's rated for a camera and lens combo of about 14 pounds. And I think I'm about under that at about probably 8 pounds with this setup. I'm really gonna give it a good test today, shooting a day to night time lapse at 1200mm. We'll definitely see if the wind gives it any bit of vibration or if it possibly sinks down over time. Gonna let it run for probably about 2.5 hours, and we'll definitely know by the end of this night if there's any problems with it. That was really easy to set up this shot. I really should have bought something like this geared head a long time ago. It only took me a minute or two to set up and get my composition. Time lapse is ready to go. I'll leave a link for the Benro gear head in case anybody's interested in checking one out or picking it up from one of my Amazon affiliate links. It's a beautiful afternoon. It's probably in the mid-50s. Sunny, the sky's mostly clear to the east. Not have too many clouds, some really light, thin clouds. I don't really see them as being a problem. To the west, we got a really nice sunset about to happen. Wow, that went a lot better than I expected, except for that giant piece of dust on my sensor. I'm gonna head home and make some dinner, then clean my cameras before I go out and shoot again. Oh, there it is. Quite the view. And also quite cloudy. I told myself yesterday, after shooting the time lapse of the moon rising behind the antenna on Cuyamaca Peak, that if I got the opportunity to try and reshoot it again today, I would do it. And I'm here. I found another location a little bit to the north of yesterday's location. It's a beautiful spot with an amazing view. The only problem is it's a little bit cloudy right now. There are some breaks in the clouds, but I'm not really sure if it's gonna be cloudy in an hour when the moon lines up with the antenna. Yesterday's shot was nice, but the sky was just a little bit too light and it really washed out a lot of the finer details in the moon. So I just really want to try to get this shot when the moon's glowing and you can see a lot of detail in it. And tonight's the night for that. The sun sets at 5:18 p.m. and then 5 minutes later at 5:23 p.m. the moon rises. And then another 18 or 19 minutes later, the moon will line up with the antenna on top of Cuyamaca Peak at about 5:40, 5:41 p.m. tonight. Wow, that was a mouthful, but I'm ready. I'm here, I'm setting up cameras. It's a beautiful afternoon here in San Diego. Fingers crossed this works out. Let's do this. Look at this location, it's just perfect right now. So beautiful. Cuyamaca Peak's out there and you can actually see a good break in the clouds right above it. El Cajon Mountain. Got some kids on dirt bikes over here charging. It's pretty rad. And over here we got a nice sunset happening behind Rattlesnake Mountain. Beautiful, beautiful location right here. Okay, both cameras are shooting time lapse. They're both rolling, they're good. The sun set about 4 minutes ago, which means we got about 1 minute till moonrise. We're not gonna actually see the moon until it comes up behind Cuyamaca Peak in about 19 minutes, which is fine because I'm just sitting here enjoying this beautiful sunset right now. Look at the sky, it just lit up beautiful pink all around me in every direction right now. This is what makes coming out and shooting these things like totally worth it. The sky's pretty cloudy and I'm not even sure I'm gonna see the moon, but just being up here right now makes it all worth it. You see the clouds lighting up, but the moon really should have started to rise by now, and I'm just not seeing it right there. You can start to see the moon is faintly there. You can faintly see it, but I think the clouds are just too thick right now. It's still got another minute or two before it lines up, so hopefully it just hits a nice break in the clouds and shows up. We'll see. It's not looking good. That's it for Moon Missions episode 9. Hit the subscribe button and like this, or not. At this point, it don't matter. I'm just out here having fun. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.